So guys, depending on when you're watching this, I realize that career fairs aren't really a thing right now. And once we get past this whole isolation, pandemic situation, companies are going to be making a comeback and they're going to be hiring a lot of people over time. And one way they do that is by using career fairs. And so it's really important for me to stress to you guys to start thinking about that next phase. Yeah, it's still early days, but it's also good to start thinking about what happens after so that you can stay ahead of your competition. So with that in mind, with that said, let's talk about how to ace your career fair. Now, I've done a few career fairs in my time, and I will say that the pressure is on for a company to get a return on investment. There's a reason why they're doing a career fair, and that is they need to hire people, and they need to hire people fast. So what do? They spend money, put their HR team out into the career fair, and it's important that they actually find leads. They find potential candidates that they can reach out to. Essentially, you are meeting these HR people. They've got 3 minutes, 5 minutes with you to make a decision on whether they say green or red, yes or no to a callback for you, or they might rate you on a scale of 1 to 10 and determine right then and there whether you're worth a callback or to escalate your resume up and bring it to the attention of the hiring manager. So here's the kicker. There's going to be hundreds, if not thousands of other people that are gunning for the same position as you. And like I said, you've only got a few minutes with each HR person for each company, and they have to quickly make a decision whether they want to talk to you again. You have to convince them of that. So I'm going to help you. I got 7 tips. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to help you guys create a career and life that you'll be proud of. And if you want more tips and strategies and perspective from behind company lines, be sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, career fairs. First tip is that you need to dress well. Gentlemen, be sure to wear a suit jacket and a tie, or one or the other, just to look formal, look like you are presenting your best self. And ladies, same thing, wear professional attire, nothing too revealing. I might do a video in the future about how to dress properly for work or for a career fair. Getting the fit down right is so important. I have seen a lot of people that wear suits that are just way too sloppy. So you are technically wearing a suit and tie, but it just looks like pajamas on you. So you definitely want to avoid that situation, but it's so important to dress well. Guys, like I said, you have a few minutes to make a really good impression. So dressing well is the first thing you need to do. Number 2, and that is you need to check the website for openings. A lot of people just go into the career fair expecting companies to tell them what positions are available, or they just go in and say, hey, are you guys hiring right now, or what jobs are you hiring for? And I will say that 90% of the people are like that, but you are not the 90%, right? I don't encourage you guys to be. I want you guys to be different. And so one way to do that is to actually hop onto the company's website and actually look at the job openings. This way you can go to the HR person, actually talk to them about the job openings, ask them really good questions about it. Or if you find that, you know what, maybe the job openings isn't really what you're looking for, but you are absolutely committed to working for them, well, you can also tailor your conversation to that so that they can at least put your resume on the good pile, but realize that they don't have a position for you right now, but they will keep you on file and keep you in mind for the next opening. All right, the next thing you want to do is you want to bring plenty of copies of your resume and, where applicable, your cover letter. And to kick it up a notch, I recommend that you print it on high quality, heavy paper. You're going to be handing out your resume, right? And that's the moment where they touch and feel your resume. I recommend that you also use a high quality laser printer so that the letters, the font really stand out and it looks really crisp. Again, it creates a really strong impression about you. It shows that you are high value, that you're expensive, and that you really care about getting the job. And again, because you only have a few seconds to really impress the HR person, this is definitely going to be helpful for you. I do have an affiliate link down in the description down below on a resume paper. If you decide to click and purchase, that would really be appreciated as it helps support the channel. The next thing you want to bring are business cards. Now, if you don't happen to have a business card, that's okay. Go get some. Go have some made professionally. Have it well designed. If you are a student, put a logo of your college or university on there to really give it that professional look and feel. And whatever you do, just don't do it at home unless you are a designer by profession. You really want to have it done so it looks and feels high quality. And one tip for you guys, I wear a suit jacket typically to these types of networking events. And what I do is I keep my business cards in my right pocket here, in the inner pocket of the suit jacket, so that when I'm shaking hands, I can reach in, grab the business card at the same time and hand it over to them. And when I receive the business cards, I always take it with two hands, make sure I take a quick moment to look at it depending on what culture they come from, and I keep that card in a different pocket, either here on the side or on the other side of the inner pocket, just so that I make sure I don't get them all mixed up between my business cards and their business card. The next thing to keep in mind, now it doesn't bug me so much, but I have heard it bugs other HR people a lot, or other recruiters and hiring managers a lot at these career fairs, and that is they don't like seeing you going from booth to booth to booth to booth, handing out your resume and business cards at each and every one of them. It's like the sleazy guy at the bar hitting on every girl that he can talk to and then getting rejected by each one of them. It doesn't look good, so I really recommend what you do instead is you plan your approach out, or spread how you want to approach them, so that you're not just visiting one booth after the next booth. You're going to different areas of the actual career fair facility. And so essentially, if I'm at the booth, I see you coming only to my booth and then leaving my booth. I don't see you going to a neighboring booth or neighboring company and doing the same spiel to them to get them to hire you. At the end of the day, it's about making the company feel that they're special, that you really want to work with them only. And yeah, the reality is chances are you're applying at a whole bunch, but there's just a nice touch about that. So something for you to consider. And remember guys, you're trying to create a strong impression in such a small window of time. Every little bit that you can do is going to help you. All right, so let's say you are talking to the HR person now, and you guys did exchange resumes and contact information. That's great. Now, it's important for you to have really good questions on hand. You should be planning or brainstorming a list of questions so that you can avoid asking questions that everyone else asks. Like I said, some people just go in and say, are you guys hiring? What job are you guys hiring for? What are your qualifications? What does a typical day look like? Yeah, everyone asks those questions. So I really encourage you guys to take a moment to actually plan out really good questions instead. And at the same time, you really want to have that interaction with the HR person to be a very strong one. You want to have good rapport, maybe some laughter and emotion and personality built into that interaction, high energy, so that they will remember you and they will have a really good impression of you, and they'll be likely to say, yes, this person has potential. There are going to be moments of awkward silences or those awkward moments because you've run out of things to say, right? But that's okay, that's expected. What's important is how you react to it and how you transition away from it. And the easiest way to transition away from it is to ask another good question. So having that list ready to go in your mind so that you can pull at it at any moment is so important. So that's why I really encourage you guys to have good questions ready to go. So the other thing you want to do is you want to have a plan and a targeted approach. Check out the websites, check out the companies that are attending, see where they are on the floor plan so that you can figure out which companies you want to tackle. And again, like I said, you want to spread out your approach so that you're not going from booth to booth to booth. So you want to figure that plan out. And at the same time, you'll want to estimate how much time you want to spend at the career fair so that you're not rushed. Remember, there could be on-the-spot interviews, there could be lineups, there could be extended meetings. You might run into someone that you just didn't know you're going to run into. So you definitely want to plan for that and make sure that you have enough buffer to account for that, and at the same time visit all the booths that you do want to visit. And then also remember, like I said, you're going to be prioritizing which companies you really want to go for. And I highly recommend that, especially if you're new to the whole career thing, is that you go after the companies that you don't really want to work for first. You want to start with those guys. Use that as your warm-up, right? When you first go into the career fair and approach a booth, it's going to be super awkward for you. You got to warm up your vocal cords. You have to get the energy right and talk right and get your facial muscles going, right? For the smiling and the talking and the chatting and the whole body language thing. You need to warm up. And so I recommend that you approach a company that you're really not invested in or care too much for, and use that as a practice session. And then as you get better and better, as you warm up, now you can then progress into the companies that you really want to go after. I mean, it's normal. It's going to be an awkward situation. You're going to be meeting a whole bunch of people. It's going to be highly stressful for a lot of you guys. And for many of you, it's going to be quite nerve-wracking. So warming up really helps with that nervousness. And speaking of nervousness, check out this video here on how to not be nervous in an interview. I think you guys will find a lot of good tips there that's going to help you with regards to that. And if you have a question that you want me to answer in a future video, please be sure to leave it in a comment section down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next one. Cheers.